Hi Gemini, welcome to Pure Tarot. So I'm doing a reading for the new moon in Taurus at the end of the month on the 30th, which happens to be an eclipse as well. So obviously very strong energies, right? That lasts longer than just the typical new moon or full moon. So we're just gonna jump into it. I will start with so I have 2 tarot decks and 2 oracle cards. I'm going to pull out of the Dark Days Tarot first, 1 card, sort of to get like an archetypal energy. We have a fallout, a pop-out, whatever. The King of Wands. It came out in reverse. This card, like this drawing, I want to show you, there's like a little fire. I don't know if you can see it well. It's like there's a tattoo of like a burning campfire on the arm. It's interesting. So King of Wands in reverse. A little bit of a grouchy man, masculine energy. So maybe a little bit of, I use the word grouchy, but I'm also, basically what I'm sensing is resistance. So it's almost like instead of a fire burning, and that is, you know, fire just eats everything up and it just, you know, it moves fairly quickly. You know, like it travels quickly. But here's the opposite, it's in reverse. So I'm feeling this resistance, and it's a resistance to passion, basically. A resistance to like that flame, you know, like trying to go everywhere, like and get at everything, you know, and inflame everything. And so there's something about a weariness of your own fire, or like your own passions, your own, I think it's the strength of them, like the intensity that really maybe troubles you a little bit, Gemini. Like it may be an internal resistance is what I'm trying to say to that phenomenon, because it's like it feels like a hunger, feels like a compulsion as well, right? And so it's creating some irritability. So in how you in how it comes out towards others in general, and even situations, you might be a bit more impatient than usual. So let's see what the tarot adds to this plain old Rider-Waite deck here. I wonder what you're resisting. It's interesting. This one. Devil in reverse, so you're detaching, that's good. But you're weary of precisely this kind of obsessive, you know, pull, or like those compulsions I was describing, the hunger, right? This sort of, this one, the world, beautiful, end of a cycle, the beginning of a new one. Traveling, maybe, movement. So, a bunch fell, but 2 turned upright, so I'm going to take those. Wheel of Fortune and 7 of Swords in reverse. really, 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 really interesting to me that you get both the Devil and the Seven of Swords in reverse. And I have to say, I'm pleased to see them in reverse. But it's like they also, like even the Seven of Swords to me will indicate, you know, how much you're working so hard at, you know, you're resisting something, but in this case, it adds to, I mean, it amounts to also wanting to avoid something and successfully avoiding it, I would say here. These are two wheels when you think about it. So completion, change, huge change, you know, like a full reversal, full reset, complete turnaround, complete rehaul, whatever you call it. I have the word uprooting as well. So there's something about feeling maybe uprooted by the change, right? Like it's so profound that it pulls the roots. And it could be in a very symbolic and positive way that if you're pulling the roots, it's like, let's say you're pulling weed out of your grass, right? Your lawn. That's what you want. You want to get to the root of it so that it doesn't grow back. And you're doing this with the Devil in reverse. You're really going for, you know, you're completely detaching. So you're managing to get to the root cause. And the Seven of Swords in reverse. I mean, I also want to point out that, you know, the avoidance, okay, it's positive in the sense that, yes, you're moving on. There's something that you are obviously, okay, so obviously releasing, but there's a little bit of a, and I don't, you know, please, it's a harsh word, but you're gonna, like a little bit of coward, being a bit of a coward, right? Like choosing the easy way of just walking out, or, you know, taking that back door, you know. Also walking out like when no one is seeing, right? When no one sees you, he's not being seen. No one can, people like the rest, you know, like they don't see him steal. This is to say, still in reverse, there's still the idea that he's walking out without being seen. And for me, it ties in with the King of Wands in reverse, you know, that sort of, you know, the King of Wands was more like a resistance, but now it takes on, it's almost like the Seven of Swords is shedding light on your way to get out of the situation is not really to resist it. You're choosing like to remove yourself. I'm gonna pull some more. I'm curious to see where this is going. I mean, it's in a way, it's not. This is not right or wrong. That you choose to walk out, to remove yourself and avoid something, or, you know, like I said, to do it in a kind of a covert way. I mean, it's not necessarily bad or like good or bad, or how do you say right or wrong. But it would have to be examined. Yeah, the Chariot, so it definitely travels. You're moving on. There were two more that fell. Strength and King of Swords. I like, you know what I like? I like to see the strength here, because I did say, you know, this was a bit of a coward move, but here I think you're picking up on your courage. or moving on brings you more courage, fortifies you, right? Strengthens you, or you're basically, it strengthens your decision. And this is a firm decision with the King of Swords here. This is very irrevocable, right? It's also an energy of, there's a drastic, it's not the Queen of Swords that cuts, you know, people's heads off, but still it's a halt, right? It's also a form of cutting ties. Which is what you did here with the Devil in reverse. To end the cycle. To enter the new cycle. Rapidly. With there is, it's interesting, it took courage. It's giving you, it's strengthening your character, you know, as we, you know, both these cards is a huge, this combination, how do you say, the willpower on these cards is extremely strong. But there's also another side to the strength, which is you're still holding back, and it's the same thing. There's something you're holding back. There's something you're. I have the word. It's like there's something you've refrained doing. I feel like it's a choice, but it's still something you refrain of doing. I'm going to draw one of these oracle cards. I will have to read a little bit out of the book for those. I'm just going to draw one. Storm. Interesting. So you basically, you were let's see what it says before I speak. Where is the storm? I guess in the air element. Not even. It's got to be in the ether then. Yes, there's a section for ether. So it's air, fire, water, earth. 4 sections. And then the 5th section is ether. So storm is transition. If these 3 cards is not a huge transition, I don't know what is, right? You can't, I mean, like I said, this is complete 180-degree turn, huge reset. So huge that you might not recognize yourself. You know, it's almost like you reach a level, right? I don't know, maybe you stepped on your throne. You're not an emperor in this depiction, but you're a king. Like there's something about, like I said, the willpower, the firmness, you know, the fact that how do you describe this? Like I said, irrevocable, no turning back. Anyways, storm. It says, she is the cycle of madness necessary to reclaim serenity. Before storm's arrival, the gathering charge expands, creating deep unrest. She weaves her rumble of thunder with flashes of lightning, commanding immediate attention. Her climactic performance echoes through the theater of the gods, opening new dimensions. New dimensions. Amazing. Finally, the skies rain down the tears that precedes tomorrow's renewal. Storm indicates transition. In the midst of the tempest, you might wonder how much damage will be done or even whether you will survive. Remember that the polarity of destruction is renewal. One does not exist without the other. I mean, like literally these two wheels, it's you know, we don't have death here, but we might as well. So how you endure the storm will influence your ability to regenerate once it's over. Now is the time to take exquisite care of yourself. Soon the sun will be out. The air will be fresh and full of vitality, and a new world will be revealed. Confidence in one's resiliency. This is super, super beautiful. It's a powerful reading. You have 5 major arcana out of 7 cards. Oh, I have 2. I have, this bird is called a swallow, swallow or swallow, not the sparrow. This is a swallow. Travels more distances. Very fast as well. So very sharp. And this is graduate. So, you know, this is the rapid movement. All of the world, the wind, the world, the wheel of fortune, and the chariot. This is the swiftness, you know, of the movements. It's almost like what I'm sensing is it's picked up speed now. And then basically you graduate. You know, I did say you step onto your throne. Could be your chair in terms of like a teacher's chair, like, you know, in university. Doesn't have to be the context of a university. I'm just saying it's almost like the leveling up I was talking about, right? Anyway, it's a really cool reading. I love it. I hope you did too. Thank you for being here. Good night.